All right. Expressing my opinion of the new Justice of the Supreme Court that was just held by this position. It was nominated by the Trump administration of a Mr. Brett Kavanaugh. Now, Brett Kavanaugh he grew up in Washington, was born in Washington, Maryland, and his mother was a judge. Went to Yale University, went to Yale Law School as well, became a federal judge. And during that particular time, he had experience. He was with the George W. Bush Council, and he was a key staff of I'm going to say one of the Monica Lewinsky scandals and the Whitewater scandal. And this man has a lot of opinions. What I want to say about him is that reading this article, it really intrigued me that, in 2009, his experience in working in the White House, he was just really stating the fact that, as a president, they should be protected from civil law or from federal law in general, from these false accusations, being persecuted in Oval Office, things that you do, because being a president of the United States is a very critical position. Okay, you're in the hands of so many people, so many Americans of all over. I mean, because America traditional value, we have this democracy that we allow any type of custom religions to, to be a part of our nation. Okay, I mean, you're a Muslim, come in here and have his different traditional values, his religious values, the Jewish people, or you have Native Americans that come here and do their little values and establish different foundations in America, like little Chinatown, Indian Town. I mean, it's just a lot of things, Jamaica Town, and at the same time, we have to accommodate those type of values and, push forward what our forefathers have done according to written in the United States Constitution. And this can be very difficult. Sometimes, you're not going to agree with everybody. Everyone is not going to be on the same page as you. So in 2009, that's when he really insists. That's what he expressed this. And I don't know too much about this man, but so he's 53 years old. He knows what he's doing. He's a good candidate. And one thing about Rob Kennedy, that's the one he was supposed to replace. He retired. And Rob Kennedy, for the most part, it was in a social uproar because he actually supported the liberal cases, and the Donald Trump, for the most part, the Trump administration did not appeal for that. They didn't really care for that, man. So this is a man, I guess, I feel like he's a good leader. He's a great, outstanding guy as far as the Supreme Court justice system. Really, the Supreme Court is known for making sure the laws are followed and is up to par. And I really want to say, maybe this can help him in a way, just so he won't get sued for the Trump administration, from Judge Dana Sabro, judge from San Diego. She said in 2 weeks that all these migrant children should be properly with their kids. They should be with their family members or their parents, the ones that have been deported. Okay, and some of the zero tolerance policy that Trump actually signed off for, that the parents, if they wanted to be reunited with their families, they had to pay a fine, some as little as $500 to $1,000, ever go across the border. But we have like teens that's just illegally coming over here and trying to establish citizenship, and that's really not fair, and they actually getting the tax benefits. But a lot of people love the immigrants in America because, especially big businesses, they can get them and use them for cheap labor. That's the thing. That's a huge thing. And also, too, they was known for creating 760 million jobs, man, new jobs, in a ways. And then they was boosting the economy. They're like the oil of this industry. So the illegal immigrants are the new blacks. They get involved politically, and I feel like they just pretty much taking a stand on our issues. As Black America, we're falling down. We have a 1.3 trillion spending power, and not even a fraction of that is going towards our politicians. We don't fund it. And for the most part, they hearing from, like, the whites are hearing from the Hispanics more than us. So we pretty much like third class citizens in this country. And I want to say, like, I had a discussion with my uncle that he was saying that the best generation was the generation during slavery, or year after slavery, because they're the ones who actually built schools. They were illiterate. They were ignorant. They had anything. They were stripped upon their spiritual self. I mean, just they felt like God wasn't with them, but at the same time, they continued to push forward, and they always had that mindset to build for the new generation. Okay, and a lot of us, as Black America, we always all about the now. Like, if I can shine right now, and not building up for my grandkids or my great grandkids. And so they was building churches, so they was building schools, trades, and so that we can economically compete And of course we had Black Wall Street in the 1930s, but that was burned down. We had our own black airports. We was really booming, and this is from a society we had to go through the Dred Scott case. It was illegal to be homeless in that particular time, but where else were we going to go? So we had to build our own houses. I mean, we was very innovative citizens. And I just feel like this, with the whole new judge from the Supreme Court, I mean, maybe this is going to be, he's going to be really relating to the conservatives, which is a good thing. And the Democrats are really upset about this. But of course, they want Americans, their whole main agenda is they want Americans to depend on the liberals, to depend on government to move into their issues, to have some type of political advancement in order to advance their lives, like the food stamps. And there's a lot of government assistance programs, okay, that's been going on since the 1960s, because so their pockets can be fat. But Republicans and the conservatives, they like, okay, you can do it. You can, I can show you how you make $1 million, and take care of your family in the future. But it's a lot of hidden information they don't want us to learn and want us to know. So, kind of thank God, maybe, the Holy Spirit will lead Mr. Brett Kavanaugh as the new Justice Supreme Court. I know Cory Booker, he was a former New Jersey, I think he's New Jersey Senate. He was running for the 2020 election. He's actually opposing against him. He's a Democrat, so he's opposing against Brett Kavanaugh. He doesn't even want him to be part of our judicial system. So it's going to be really interesting for the new election. But just my opinion about it. I'm very neutral on this. I'm like 50-50 on it. Let's just see what he can do. And I don't really think personally that President Trump's going to be reelected again, but we'll see, man. But this is a decent thing. Just want you guys to be up on this. So Brett Kavanaugh, I'm sorry. I don't know how he's going to address the migrant policies. Maybe he's going to help represent Trump so he won't be sued for it, because I mean these kids are still not with their families. Most of them. Some of them are deported to New York. All other families, man. So it's a huge disadvantage towards those immigrants, man. But at the end of the day, we got to continue to move forward. And I feel like this is maybe come to constant move by President Trump for appointing Mr. Brett Kavanaugh. Let's see what we can do in the next few years where President Trump is in office. But it's your boy Young Lee Jr. You guys continue to like, comment, subscribe. I love you guys. I'm out. Deuces.